So I have my co-host with me. I am Mr. J, the host of the show, and I got my co-host. Introduce yourself, ladies.
I'm Leisha.
And I am Lisa, aka I said what I said.
That's right. She said it, and she gonna say it a lot too. So let's dive into the first topic. All right, y'all. So it's one of the reality shows that is very viral, hot topics around it. But I don't want to delve into the gossip. What I want to delve into is to start talking about sisterhood.
Mm.
You know, to watch this, and we're talking about the SWV Xscape tour reality show behind the scenes on what's going on with them. The two sisters, Tosha, which is a crazy
Tasha,
name. Tasha, I say
Tasha,
Tosha, Tasha, tomato. Okay,
you know
I got
what?
it. And then and what's the other sister name is
Tamika.
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 Mm-hmm.
Right. So they have been feuding since the show aired, and they're going back and forth. It's a lot of things, and people are getting all engaged in it. But my thing is for us and having real talk. What's up with the sisterhood? Two sisters that's battling out the way they all got their mother in the middle of it, their
Oh,
family around it. They got social media involved. Give me your take on what do you feel about sisters being divided the way they are, and where's the sisterhood at?
I'm gonna take this one first, okay, Leash?
hmm
It has been wild to watch because we all remember when Escape became a thing, and we were rooting for them because they were, to me, my third girl group that was a big deal. You got the Supremes, right? SWV in the late what 80s, early
90s,
90s,
yes.
and then they came right behind them. We had such high hopes for them because you didn't really see a lot of the infighting. You didn't hear about those two sisters going against each other publicly. Like they were riders for each other. And then this show comes along and it just blows everything apart. And I think that the thing you're asking that I really want to speak to is the sisterhood got pushed to the side of the business. And it looked as if, as an outsider looking in, right? It looked as if there was a decision made by Tamika to no longer be the sister that took it. She wanted to be in a voice to be heard because the dynamic appeared that Tasha, being the oldest sister, she kind of just did what she wanted to do. She said what she wanted to say, and Tamika, being the youngest, followed her, right? And I know that that's a big sister little sister dynamic in most relationships. But I also feel like where it went left was when real money came on the table, right? That 30,000 took precedence over their sisterhood. And John, I have to agree with you. How did they get there? Why is sisterhood even in question if y'all been doing this since the 90s? How do we get to 2022 and 2023 where y'all aren't even speaking because of money? Is that the real I can talk, watch y'all. Hold on. Is that the real deciding factor? Does money change how you view your siblings?
Mm.
That should
Alicia?
be the
Well,
question.
well, to answer that part of the question, money is the root of all evil. Money can divide a lot of friendships and even families, splits families in half all the time. You see that happen all the time at funerals where somebody passes, and
Mm,
because over
yeah,
the money, the whole family will stop speaking to each other.
yeah.
But also, I also feel that the mother, their mother, had some type of part in that whole dynamic. Because you see how
Yep, absolutely.
Tamika was like, you always took Tasha's side. You always put Tasha in front of me. So I think the mother kind of somewhat orchestrated that whole situation.
I
But
agree.
to get back to the sisterhood, it is a problem with the sisterhood. I mean, I don't see the problem with myself in the sisterhood because I don't have that type of dynamic with my sister, so I don't really understand that to that point. I mean, I thank God I never had to deal with nothing like that, but I really do think the mother had something. There was some hidden growing up animosity with them growing up because she
I
brought it all out later. You
Yeah.
always took Tasha's side. You always did that. So that right there was something that was always in her back of her mind as she was growing up.
Two things stuck out to me, and I'm glad you said that, Leisha, because when the mother on camera does the whisper and says she's just jealous of you, my jaw dropped.
Ooh, yes, yes, yes.
And then when the Tamika brought the receipts out about how long this has been going on, I saw the hurt in both of their faces. So it's not that they don't love each other, they don't respect each other anymore. And John, I think that that's the part in sisterhood overall, whether you're blood sisters, whether you're friend sisters, whether you're any of that, you got to respect each other
Yeah.
on that
Respect.
level to be able to hold on to that sisterhood. Yes?
But
Yeah.
I think the part that's being missed is the fact that her husband, Tasha's husband, plays a factor as well,
I wouldn't ready to
Yeah.
get
Tamika
there.
doesn't get along with him, and the fact of
Yeah.
what he's done, and she feels that he's controlling her sister. She said it several times that she's being controlled and manipulated by him.
Mm,
Hard to respect your sister, the one you love, when you think she's not being genuine or herself, based upon the husband which she has, and that's her
Yeah.
husband who she's listening to, and she's divided. And now you get the other things that goes on. It breaks down the sisterhood. But is sisterhood supposed to be stronger than a marriage?
ooh,
Ooh.
yes. Yes. Absolutely. Without question for me.
Okay,
Without
Alicia,
question.
It should be. It
really?
should be. It should
Hmm.
be. It
Okay,
should be. But
okay, should be
that's
why?
also. I mean, that's your sister. You knew her longer than your your spouse. That's
Mm-hmm.
your sister. That's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you supposedly you should have known that person longer than you know your
Mm-hmm.
spouse. You grew them from the cradle to the grave. You know, you just that's your bond right there. But unless they did something or there was some type of
Right.
trust factor or loyalty where that trust has been
Been broken. Yeah.
broken, and if that trust has been broken, but you still got that love for that person. That's your sibling. So you're always going to have their back, but it's just, the loyalty is just a little bit shaky.
Look at John's face.
Are you supposed to be loyal more to your sister than your mate, than your husband or wife?
I think that's a two-part. So sisterhood and being loyal to your spouse are two different things. Yes.
Mm. Because
Are they?
again,
Are they not?
if when things hit, when families start going through these things, is she supposed to be more loyal to her sister than her husband?
I don't
No,
think loyal is the right word.
Okay, do she stand on the side with her sister? Do she stand on the side with her husband?
her husband.
Her husband, Lise?
No.
Nah.
It can go. I
No.
mean, it all depends on the situation.
But
It does.
explain. But
But
okay, explain. One says nah and one says yes. So okay, explain.
Go ahead, Leash.
okay, I would have to go. I would have to go from where they say when you take your vows to your
Hmm.
husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like you giving your vows to your husband, just like if they go, you going through you vowed your life to this person. You're going to share your life with this person, and you through thickness and thin or whatever like that. I'm making this vow to him, but he gonna have my back. I'm gonna have his back.
Against your
And we,
sister.
if she wrong, but I'm gonna go whoever's wrong. Okay, if my husband's 100% wrong, me and him going to have that conversation,
Okay. Now that.
and
Okay.
then we
But
going to have to.
but you're
I'm gonna
saying
have to.
two. But now see
I mean,
again.
that's the
But
gray area.
you
That's the
see
gray
again. That's
area.
why I said, because now you're cleaning it up by saying, "Oh, we're going to have that conversation." But who are
But
you
I'm not going to.
standing with?
But I'm not going to disrespect him in front of her. You know, I'm not
I'm
going to
not. I'm
do
not.
that.
Not even mentioning that. Only thing I'm
No,
saying is
but
this: who are you supposed to stand with? Is it your sister or is it your husband? Go ahead, Lise. Tell me.
I say no because I can have both. I
Hmm.
should be able to, in my relationship with my sisters, with my brothers, with any of my siblings, my relationship with you should be solid enough that no matter what, if we got beef, we handle that beef between the two of us. I shouldn't have to choose you over my husband or my husband over you. Hold on, let me come back around. But if my
Mm-hmm.
husband is doing shady, nefarious, documented bullshit, then I'm absolutely not going to stand with him in that bullshit. I know you're
exactly.
supposed to. I know that everybody says, "Oh, well, you got the vows, you got to, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, blah 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 blah." But right is right and wrong is wrong. And what
Wrong
you're
is
not going to
wrong.
do is have me out here looking stupid. I'm defending you, and I'm standing next to you. Meanwhile, you're doing this shit that is clearly making me look like an idiot out in these streets. I can't uphold that. I can't.
So if you're not looking like an idiot, then you still feel you stand by your husband because he has a title. Husband.
I stand by my man, whether he's my husband, whether he's my lover, whatever title somebody wants to put on it. If he is my man and he's holding it down the right way, I'm going to, of course, have his back. But that's why I said I can have both. I don't think I should have to choose unless that there's some shady shit going on.
But the question was giving you a choice. Which one are you choosing in the situation?
In
You
their
have
situation?
to choose one. I mean, listen, let me clear it up this way.
Okay.
So when you get married, do you forsake your bond with your siblings for your husband?
I know you're supposed to. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Listen again.
That's
I don't
what
know
they
who
say.
they is.
The
You gotta bring the Bible to the table then, because again,
That's
I
what the
I don't
Bible
know
says.
who they is. Oh, that's what the
The
Bible
Bible says
says.
That's what
you
the Bible
forsake
said.
you forsake all others.
All others. I'm
All
gonna say-
others.
right.
Yes.
So again, what you're supposed to do then is forsake your family for your husband, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Mm.
Yeah.
So again, if you're gonna follow it on one hand, how are you not following it on the other hand? You cannot
I'm
sway
not
it.
following it.
So that's why I asked the question: where do you stand at? You're not following it. So again, I just think that your loyalty lies to your family, because you're not supposed to divorce your family.
You're not. No one says that,
You're
right?
not supposed to.
You're
Right.
not supposed
Your
to.
husband can come in. You can get married 3 different times. You can
Hello,
get married
somebody.
5 different times.
Hello,
So every
somebody.
husband you take, your family takes a back seat because you got this title that you are married. Again, I just think I know what the Bible says and I know what people follow, but at the end of the day, the realistic part is these 2 sisters, however she feel about her sister's husband, it should still not carry over to a place where it has divided them and she's going to pick her husband
Absolutely.
over her
Sure.
sister. That's
Absolutely.
how I look at it.
It was very hard to watch the last episode when they both went into the room together to try to have the conversation.
Yes.
And then you see it devolve almost immediately into, well, fine, you take this side, I'm gonna take this side, you go your way, I'm gonna go my way, and have the 2 of them who have been together since birth, holding each other down.
Yeah.
Let this come between y'all, and y'all can't have I have a lot of siblings, right? I'm a blessed person with a dual family. And no, we don't
family.
dual.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Papa died, Mama, and the kids, and all of this.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that I'm always right, and I'm grateful that my siblings give me grace to not be right. But I can't imagine me looking at my siblings and saying I'm choosing my man over you, over somebody I share blood with. Because at the end of the day, if he packs up his shit and leaves, I'm going to be sitting there by myself because I have alienated my family for my relationship.
Good point.
I have seen too many marriages that looked great on the surface, but the bottom of that shit was total crap. So,
but the flip
that's just
side of
me.
that is, I agree with everything that you said. But the flip side is, what if your family ain't shit?
Now that part right there.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because you got some ain't shit family members.
You got
some ain't shit family.
You have that ain't shit family.
Woo.
Right.
So
That's
now you
another
got an ain't
dynamic.
shit family.
Woo. Yes.
But you got this good man here.
Right. Now, if you got an ain't shit family, they ain't gonna never have shit, don't want shit, and all they want to do is destroy your shit. They can sit over there with that ain't shitness. I said what the hell I said, and I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart.
Well,
Y'all can kick rocks.
Let me say it again. I'm going to say it is that when you look at it and you use that dynamic, every family situation is different.
Exactly.
But I think what y'all brought up, which is very interesting, is the mother's role in this. The mother created some of this madness as well. So that adds to it. Very interesting.
So I'm gonna stop right here because I know we can't go on forever. But I do need to say, when Tamika said to her mother, she stole this money from me, the mother looked her in the face and said, maybe she needed it more than you did.
Yes.
I was like,
I think the mother.
who is
I
she
think the
talking
mother
to?
knew.
You think the mother knew?
Absolutely.
From that statement, I was like, well, dang. You don't think I needed it?
Because they were living with her, with the mother at that time, according to what they said on the show.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, how you gonna say that? Maybe
She
she
said
needed
it
more
out
than you.
loud. It's on tape. It is forever out there.
Well, let me add something else to it. Now that this is playing out on social media, everybody has taken sides and has interjected their opinion and comments on this. I just wonder, how do you see this playing out for other sisters and sisterhood going forward when you see two well-known sisters out here doing what they're doing? What is the effect on women and Black women going forward?
I would hope that they would use them as an example of what not to do.
Okay.
And I would hope that they would use them as an example of, let me sit down and reevaluate my shit. What's important to me? What's really important to me is my sisterhood, is having a relationship with my sisters as important to me as making money. Because my answer is going to be all day, every day. I give me my family any day of the week. All their, even with their craziness, I'm gonna take those jokers over anybody because they will ride for me. See, and that's the part that hurt Tamika. And I'm not saying that Tasha is completely wrong. There's been a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstanding, and there's a lot. And get it, understanding what I need from you is under. Okay, sorry, I had a moment.
Exactly.
Yes, you did.
What I saw was there was hurt on both sides of that equation, but I think what Tamika was trying to get to Tasha that she didn't get across, maybe correctly, I could be saying that wrong, but I think Tamika was like, I miss you writing for me the way I wrote for you. I want you to step up to the plate, stand behind me the way I stood behind you, because they kept saying it right or wrong, whether Tasha was right, whether she was wrong. Tamika wrote for her. She would speak up for her and take whatever she dished out. Now that's not, see, and John, that's something I was going to ask you about. That's why I was hoping we were going to get into this. So where does the line fall with siblings, sisters? I'm going to use sisters because brothers communicate different to me. I think men are capable of handling their sibling issues way differently than women. Okay. But where is that line? And Leisha, I'm talking to you primarily. Where's that line with your sister where I do everything that you asked me to do, and in the one moment that I need you to step in for me and you don't, and it goes left? Where is that line? How far over that line can we go, and how do we get back?
Well, the line goes far.
Okay.
For me, I guess because I just been taught that's my family, that's my sister. I'm always gonna have my sister, my brother's back. That's my family.
Even if they didn't do you right, even if they constantly treated you like, and don't want to use this as our format, but as a second class citizen, because that's the way Tamika said she felt. She felt like Tasha was always the one in the limelight. Tasha was always the one.
You know what it is, because you always have that hope that they're going to do better. Okay, we're gonna try. You always gonna get in that. I'm gonna give you a chance to do better.
Yeah.
Do better. You know
that part.
And but I was also seeing on another interview with Tasha where she was saying that she didn't want to talk to her sister on the cameras.
Right, on camera. She wanted to talk to her off camera.
Camera.
Oh yeah.
And she felt that her sister was doing it more for the show. So that's another aspect. Is she just doing this for the show? Because she said, I'm trying to reach out and talk to my sister off the camera.
They should have taken a lesson from the damn Braxtons, for God's sakes.
Right.
Anybody that watched the Braxtons knew what was coming when you get on reality TV as a family, but especially for some reason the sisters, the worst parts of you seem to come out.
Yeah.
They had a damn blueprint. This is what we don't want to do. This part right here.
Yes.
Well, I mean, at the same time, it's not reality. You know, it's not. It's scripted. It's a lot of things.
So happy you said that.
It's very scripted.
Can you say it again?
Scripted.
Say it louder.
It's very scripted. Very, very scripted.
Please
they know
tell these lovely
the points that they want to bring up. They want the got you moments, the argument of moments. That's what they keep us tuning in.
That's why they want exactly. You can watch.
And then there's another piece to it is editing. You know, when you can edit a show a certain way, it shows things a certain manner.
Yeah.
And that is a big piece of it as well. So
because that's what Tasha was saying. She was saying, I got on here to sing. I got on here to, be loved on, not for me to get on here and be treated like I am the
villain.
horrible person, because the editing, they really did. They edited that thing to make her look like she was just as scandalous as her husband. Speaking of which, John, did you see the pieces about him and the mistress that was on Tasha K? The mistress came on Tasha K not once but twice.
Oh yeah,
and the mistress bought receipts.
Brought receipts. What's the receipts? They have sex videos.
She did provide some video. She provided photos. She provided text messages.
Hey, I got to get my Google up.
and she's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
Okay. She could.
And she played a video on Tasha K's show where Rocky, the husband, Tasha's husband, is talking to her, telling her, "You're gonna always be my baby. I don't know why we're here. I don't know why you're going through this." And I was sitting there with my mouth open, like, whoa.
So let me just throw something out there. You know, I don't follow like that because
I know you don't.
I don't get into people's relationships because they're adults. Right. What y'all do, how y'all do, that's on y'all. But I'm just gonna say this though. For someone who knows that they have receipts and to bring it out and put it on social media and do all of that, to me, once again, is doing the same thing. They're looking for attention. They're looking for the attention. You was doing it in the dark. Now you're going to be the one to bring it to light.
They want to be the star now.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I see again. I'm
two
not,
things can be true at the same time.
But I'm not judging who's right, who's wrong.
Not
again,
judging.
I don't know what what this couple got as a marriage. They might be open. They might be swingers. They might be poly. They might be a lot of things. So again, you from the outside and you see these quote unquote receipts. It is not my monkey, not my circus. So that's how I look at it.
Saying, sir.
I say what you say. So it's just that we're so quick to want to judge and get in people's lives and their business and behind the scenes and all that. To me, it's ridiculous. So
I hear you, but if you bring it to the table, if you put it out there for social media, if your purpose is to have your story told, social media is the place for you to have it told, unfortunately.
Well, who is telling the story? You
so
said it was the mistress.
Sides.
But
the mistress,
you said it was the mistress that put this out there. So it wasn't the husband and it wasn't the wife. It was the mistress.
It was the mistress.
She trying to get her bag and she's trying to get her come up
on
using these two people.
Not he didn't have that money to pay her off. He didn't have that money to pay her off. She was like, "I'm gonna come on out."
So that came up. It's funny you say that because she said that he'd been buying things and doing things, and then when they started recording the show, all of a sudden it stopped. Now Tasha K is trash in my personal opinion, and I don't care who said it. I said what I said.
I don't know who Tasha K is, so you're gonna have to help the audience out.
She's the sister that got
sued by Cardi
B for $4 million.
$3 million
defamation.
Defamation of character.
$4 million.
Oh, really?
$4 million.
$4 million defamation of character and won.
So
Cardi took her to court and she won. So I'm not saying Tasha K is at the heart of this. I'm saying that this chick went to somebody who was already hot in the media to tell her story. And she could have told it to 17 other bloggers, but she told it to her because Tasha was just in the news. John, I get what you're saying. It's nobody's business, right? It can't be my business and I can't speak on it unless you put it out there for me to talk about.
I disagree. Here's why. You click on it. But see, again, that's where you can say, I
got what you're saying.
Just if somebody send me a video of a human and a cow or a horse, I'm bypassing it. I don't need to watch that. Okay, so so it's the same swipe that you do when you see this stuff. It's the same swipe. It's just if you engage in it, you're one of those people that wanna click on it, and yes, and now it immerses you into it. Then you going right into it. I'm not one to do that. I'm just saying we don't have to. This social media climate has put us in a place where I said this Sisterhood Act, and I call it an act because it's going to bring views. their turmoil is going to get people watching, talking about it, commenting, doing all these things. I really wish we didn't have that. We
Right.
need to have a reality show to show that women can get together.
Yes.
They can uplift one another. They can stand behind
Agreed.
one another. That they can support one another. That they can communicate better.
They
But
try
it won't
that.
sell.
It won't
It don't
sell.
sell.
Exactly. They
It
try
won't
It
it.
won't
sell.
sell.
It may get 1 or 2 episodes and then you're
Mhm.
off the air.
Listen, I totally agree with
That
you.
part right there,
Sadly,
Leash.
sadly, Leash, you're 100% right, because that's not what the viewers want to see. That's not what we want to click on.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I said is that when you talk about having real talk, well, let's really talk about it. This is the reason why reality shows has done what it's done, is that it got so provocative and so crazy and outlandish that that's what we want to see, is the car crash. We don't only want to see the headlines. We want to watch the car crash. We
I'm
want
gonna
to see
be
the
honest
body
with
go
you.
through the windshield.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
used to watch all of the Real Housewives, right? I was a big fan of Atlanta
Just
because I
excuse,
lived there.
excuse me a minute. I just want to just use consciousness for a second. I used to watch the Real Housewives, and half of them wasn't housewives.
I
But it's
never said
called
that.
the no. I'm just saying. But
Yes,
just the
half
way
of
they
them are
use the
not
title,
housewives. You're
they
right.
used the
You're
title
right.
Real Housewives that wasn't even housewives. Just go ahead. I just had to throw that out there.
Well, they started the franchise. Let me just do this real quickly. They
Mhm.
started the franchise in Orange County where they were Real Housewives. Those women were multimillionaires, wives, blah, 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 blah. So they
Okay.
took the franchise and they said, okay, we're going to go across the country. We're going to add Beverly Hills. We're going to add Atlanta.
Mhm.
We're going to add New York. We're going to add New Jersey. And then the model went to exactly what you just said, John.
Yep.
It went to clicks. It went to likes. It went to who's doing the absolute most, right? Let's flip that. Because when Married to Medicine came out, I
Yeah.
legitimately was like, oh, we got black sister doctors.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. And they from Atlanta, and they're gonna get on here and we're gonna see what it looks like in the life of a black sister doctor who's out here doing her thing. I was so proud of those women for
Right.
5 minutes.
Except 5 minutes.
5
That's it.
minutes.
That's all
5
it
and a
took.
half.
Okay,
Mhm.
5.5. Okay, five
all
and a
it
half
took.
minutes. And then it devolved into,
Another housewife.
oh my God. And I was like, how did we get here? I thought we were talking about and Jackie and Simone, they love to do their women empowerment thing. And
Yep.
that's where it really, and then you add certain people whose names I'm not going to give credit to on our podcast, but some of them just got on there with their ratchet foolishness and it devolved into craziness. And I said, see, this is why I'm gonna cut all this shit out. Right.
Mm.
And then I said it and I was wrong. I lied. Okay. I said what I said. I lied.
You started watching again.
Yes.
I started watching again, and what Leisha said is the hope that the sisters do better. It's the same philosophy within the family of blood or even the extended family. You hope that eventually these chicks get their shit together and they look at each other and they say, this level of negativity is not worth it for us. We can bring so much more to the table. But
Yes.
as you said, John, when you're right, I never argue with you when you're right, and you know
Listen,
that.
let me ask you this. Of the reality shows, the housewives shows, how many of those characters can you relate to?
That's a good question.
Good question.
That's a good question, John.
Because most
I
times,
hate when you do that. I
not
really
many.
hate when you do that.
Not
right?
many.
It's none of them. But
Really,
No.
but people watch as if they relate to them, and you really look at them and like, I don't even relate to these women.
yeah.
But I can
You're
watch
right.
them.
You
I can
watch
get
them.
immersed in, because here's why. Let me give you the actual secret. The storylines are so crazy that you follow the storylines,
Yeah.
and they get rid of the characters who don't have a following and a storyline and likes and different things like that. If they don't push the needle, they get rid of them because nobody's watching them, because they don't have, they're boring. So they want to amp it up so to get you to start liking them and getting immersed in them. So now you have something, because you cannot identify with the foolishness that these grown-ups are doing. Just want to throw it out there.
No, you're right.
The
Kim
secret
Fields
sauce.
was on Atlanta Housewives for 1 season. And I like the fact that Kim brought what I thought was normalcy to the to the season, right?
Yeah.
Because she and her husband and her kids weren't living this big, lavish, outlandish lifestyle.
It was
She was
normal.
very
She
much so. Now, Kim
Mhm.
Fields, I could relate to. I could see myself in Kim Fields because her family's first, her career, her love of all things for people, for little girls, all of that stuff.
And that's why she did not last.
And that is exactly why she didn't last.
And on that note, y'all, this has been Deck Life. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Sisterhood, we got to try and bond back sisterhood. So I'm Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa, aka I said what the hell I said.
Peace out, y'all. Keep tuning in.
Peace.
Subscribe, share, comment, email us, and also
Yeah.
enjoy. Peace out.
Enjoy.